Little Red Riding. Ready to cross? Look both ways, and no scribbling. Once upon a time, in a pencil school, a teacher named Mrs. Two told her class today we're going to write a story. Yippee, said the birthday pencil. Slamming, said the basketball pencil. Sharp, said Little Red. I want to write a happy story, said the birthday pencil. I'm going to do a nonfiction story about the great state of Pennsylvania, said the state pencil. I'll write about sports, said the basketball pencil. I want to write a story about bravery because red is the color of courage. But what would a brave pencil do? Wondered Little Red. Go on a journey through the school, meet unusual characters, fight evil, save the day. Remember, it's okay to wander a little, but stick to your basic story path so you don't get lost. Okie dokie. Little Red opened her notebook and began walking. It's boring, decided Little Red. She wanted her story to be exciting, but went to the gym and was quickly drawn into action. She bounced, she boogied, then she cartwheeled right off the page into a deep, dark, descriptive forest. Description add pizzazz to any story, but Little Red was bogged, hindered, lost. She reached into her word basket for help. Aha! Scissors. I need to cut through all this description and stick to the story path. Need help sticking to your story path? Well, you here come to the right place, pencil, said a voice from the supply closet. 'Cause I'm full of words that have to stick to itiveness. They'll stick up for you and stick by you, but they aren't stuck up like the tape guy down there. Little Red squeezed the bottle. Too many glue words came out, so that is how she found herself writing a sentence that would not end, but just keep going and running on and on all through. It had no purpose, yet it would not get out of her story or say anything important, so she was glad when a helpful word arrived. Suddenly, abruptly, and surprisingly, she heard a strange sound which she decided required all capitals and rather large punctuation. Grr, grr. It was the middle of the story where something exciting should happen, and it did. That growly sounded chased her, abounding all rules of punctuation and sentence structure. In her panic to escape, Little Red began running on and on. She grabbed random nouns from her word basket, tossing them out of fill of the chasm of blank space nothingness, which was all that stood between her and that girl. And hooray! Finally, at last, the page was full, and she could leave the horrid sound behind and go to the next page. But as the page turned, Little Red could help noticing a long, tangly tail disappear around the corner. Was that tail up to no good? A truly brave pencil would follow it to find out, she thought. She decided to tail that tail and wound up training it around an entire page of her story. Eventually, it led her all the way to the next page and went into the principal office. Little Red knocked on the door. "Come on," said girly face voice. "Greetings, little pencil," said Principal Granny. I'd like to report hearing a growly voice, and you know that." "It sounded kind of like yours," said Little Red. "The better to be heard on the school entire com," said Principal Granny. "I'd also like to report that I saw long tangly tail. I can't help noticing you have a tangly tail too," said Little Red. "The better to get charged up for my school duties when my batteries are running low," said Principal Granny. "I'd also like to report I have just noticed what big sharp teeth you have," said Little Red. "The better to chomp little pencils like you and grind them up," growled Principal Granny, who in reality was the Wolf 3000 and the grumpiest, grindliest pencil sharpener ever made. Just as the Wolf 3000 began to chase Little Red and walked Mr. Woodcutter the janitor. "Who made this mess? Help!" cried the Little Red. "I think the Wolf 3000 has sharpened Principal Granny to smithereens." Mr. Woodcutter fainted. It was too Little Red to stop the Wolf 3000 rampage. She reached into her word basket. There was only one red now left. Would it do the trick? She took aim and threw. Kabooey! Phew, that was a close shave. Good thing that brave little pencil came along to save the day, said the Mr. Woodcutter. Luckily, Principal Granny was all right. I wasn't really brave. I was scared," said Little Red. "Even heroes get scared, but they do brave deeds anyway. You are a hero in my book," replied Principal Granny. Little Red zoomed back to her classroom just in time to hear the other pencils share the stories that they had written. And that's the story of the happiest birthday party ever. The adventures of the Wright brothers. The artist challenged them to a draw. The first patient for a pencil with an eraser was issued in Philadelphia. He was very tall. Then Pencil and Gretel ate all the candy. We wrote a story together using teamwork. "Get a grip," said the pencil. "Once there was a brave red pencil, then it was her turn."